Drifting slowly, should have seen it all along. Since I love, been feeling so empty and dull. I can barely breathe on my own life that's gonna go in the dark for the after bad for the coming me in on this back and this is the manifestation. I must go back to the positive and lack. Not for that, for the obvious you complete me for everything incomplete for the cane, the pain, for the nothing was a shame, for the laying, the bed cry, praying. Things will be alright for the wishing you can find the happiness and for the pain again, for the under the blame, for the remember, the forevermore, for the memories you ripped the toward to this.
Oh, falling fast and screaming loud. I'm finding ways to drown it out. I'm hoping you can hold me down.
Drifting slowly, should have seen it all along. Since I love, been feeling so empty and dull. I can barely breathe on my own life that's gonna go in the dark for the after bad for the coming me in on this back and this is the manifestation. I must go back to the positive and lack. Not for that, for the obvious you complete me for everything incomplete, for the cane, the pain, for the nothing was a shame, for the laying, the bed cry, praying. Things will be alright for the wishing you can find the happiness and for the pain again, for the only the blame, for the remember, the forevermore, for the memories you ripped the toward to this and be the erasing the other brain, for this is not to remove you for the heart, for this is love you, the start for the outfit things and miss the lips.
I'm finding
touching on the
ways to
fingertips,
drown
this is
it out.
not the way that you can point the fingers
I'm
and really
hoping
had.
you can hold me
You know what I
down.
mean? For this to choose over that, for the
People
thoughts and things were good
change,
enough for the meant to be.
start
For this is
falling
to know you
in
had
and out
my
of
heart. For this is
pairs.
the choice you over
For now
me.
it
Just
all
toward the
just
part for the
really
distant
hurts.
be happy.
And I need you to
Never that for the you
hold
never needed me for the I'll be there with over you could only take advantage of. You spent that
little love.
not paying attention
I'm
to that
lost, it
stone
might
cold
be
affection
never
stabbing
found.
through that concrete blade,
I'm
shutting line
hoping
one
you can
indestructible
help
heart.
me
For there
out.
was so long strong for the coup can handle the pain for this to be forced to
Gone.
leave me the broken, the pain, the vein, the listen torn like the old level, the
losing
frozen in
at
time
the
for the
speed
code of
of
the floor,
sound.
for the over how many texts and
I'm
emails that you can find an
hoping
image
you
change to
can
the corners
hold
of
me
my mind, your words care.
All the
Carving my
same,
existence for the love,
I'm a
passion, crying
broken
something
ship
I can never
without
find,
a
but the
sail.
stabbing right through the storm for the code
And
affection that
nothing
left
really
me
seems to
so
work.
battered and
So I
dead
need
and
you
have to be
to
missed.
hold
Red and misled for the bloody tears are running down. That for the only way you lose your faith. For this is the decay, for the feeling, the hurt heart. This is nothing but the right
what
choice,
is
but
in
to
store
move
for
on.
us,
Looking good,
just
but that's what I'm
looking
already knew.
around.
Like I already know there was something missing.
Cause
She
right
needed more love, but not even for herself. The pride for this was tired. She broke her own heart. This is the only to tell her to herself for the part for the only to think and to make it through. She looked back at knowing that she would be fine.
Hey baby, you can hold me
Lack of
down.
reality to look at myself and never disgusting, but you see for the only you can never the unsolved that mystery that left you. The rain for the only the scare for the dealing with the pain that you left the only share. Days and night for the mix and can't stand for another day for the something you can talk to, never fixed. And this is the only what you can say for the ticking bombs. Can't wait to explode. And any minute for the you can find that faith for the needle. Slowly, should have seen it all along.
Little love,
Since
I'm searching for
I
a
love.
plot of ground.
been
I
feeling so
know that
empty
you
and
can calm
dull.
me down.
Drifting,
Broken boy,
drifting,
yet to find a
slowly.
way around. A dark and ever-growing cloud
drifting.
that has him always
Slowly.
looking down. Her voice is like
Should've
a
seen it all
morning sun. Her touch is like a burning
Since
flare. The hope
love.
that hides inside the cloud.
Been feeling so empty
Returns to
and
me
dull.
when she is
I can
there.
barely breathe on my own life. It's gonna go in the dark.
I was
Bad for coming me in on this back. And this is the manifestation. I must go back to the positive and lack. Not for that, for the obvious. You
While we
complete me for everything
were
incomplete for the cane, the pain, for the nothing was a shame, for the laying, the bed cry. Praying things will be alright for the wishing you can find the happiness and
There
the
you
pain again
were.
for the only
But
the
where
remember
was
the
I?
forevermore
Just
for the
hold
memories
me
you ripped the
close,
toward to this and be
baby,
the
hold
erasing
me
of the brain
high.
for this and not for
Finding
you for the
warmth
heart for this is love you
beneath
the
the
start for the out
covers.
things and
When
miss
I
the
had
lips.
nothing, we still
Touching
had
the
each
fingertips, but
other.
this is
We
not the way
were
that you can point
alone
the fingers and really
outside
had.
of time. So
You know what I
hold
mean?
me
For this to
close
choose
while I start
over that
to
for the thoughts and
cry.
things were good enough for the meant to be for this is to know you had my heart for this is the choice you over me just tore it apart for the distant be happy really never that for the you never needed me for the I'll be there with the you could only take advantage of. You spent that not paying attention to that stone cold affection stabbing through that concrete blade shutting my one indestructible heart for there was so long strong for the coup can handle the pain for this to be forced to brought leave me the broken and pain in vain the listen torn like the old level with the broken the time for the cold floor for the over how many touches and emails that you can find the image change to the corners of my mind and your words care carving my existence for the love passion crying something I can never find but it's stabbing right through the stone for the cold affection that left me so battered. Then you have to be misread and misled, for the bloody tears are running down after the only way you lose your faith. For this was the decay, for the feeling of the heart. This is nothing for the right choice, but to move on for the looking up, but then I already knew. Like I already know there was something missing. She needed more love, but not even for herself. Deprived, this was the time she broke her own heart. This is the only deterrent to herself for the part for the only just thinking to make it through. That she looked back at him, knowing that with him, knowing that she will be fine. He will be. Lack of the reality to look at myself in the mirror, disgusted what you see for the only you get nearer the unsolved that mystery that left you in the rain for the all alone with the scare for the dealing with the pain that you left the only share. Days and night for the mix and can't stand for another day for the something you could talk to never fixed. And this is the only what you can say for the ticking bombs. Can't wait to X both in any minute for the but you can find that fate for the neither. Well, let's win in it. This is highly invented for this is the only the poem for this is the breaking of what you meant for the never the falling in love for this only to be for the nightmares. And something to hate for the only is and more than what they wanted for the this is being for the between your be self and the love that ever took the time to see that's for the races of another mile for you can never see for someone loved me. It wasn't you. That next tomorrow, when her smile conceals that tears inside. Every day it's the same old day for the scene that you can make my heart sting. When your eyes look at with the desire, I feel as though the whole world is on fire. For the thinking that hurt is too much to see. For the how you used to look, wishing that I could be beautiful like you wish you were. Baby, I see now. Only if it wanted to be for the she's around. For the acknowledging to the end, for the infant who told me the best of the only the friend. For the feelings and gone, it is that I had to remember for the only what she felt. Anyone else and you can find that for the whole world like I do. For the nothing will be the better for the nothing will maybe be the meant to be. I am not to letting you go. I am meant to stay in lives forever. For the only decided for the only to find a letter for the only to know you replied but not this one. She couldn't communicate. Wondering miles apart, my heart like there for the wanting to disappear, for the confused and so in love for this to look at the stars above that, for the remember what we had, for the couldn't bear, for the only we were in love, for this the only likely even enough, for the only the million pieces shattered apart, for the only the one chance to get that turned away. Baby, good night for the tears are here to stay, for the streaming down the face and wondering why you can turn that, for the only difference that is so true, nothing that I can still. Why do I possibly love who? Can break my heart multiple times, and this is the major problem, but the cutting effect, and this is not the outlet for the girl you ruined me, for it was like I was flying, no matter what you said, for it was still pulling me back into the clouds or something nothing. Making me feel this way when I realized it was just an illusion, for the fun that ended it, for the concrete, for the cold hard way to get me. Straight and die alone, for the left me here to cry myself to sleep, but this is to be the hero, but you can say so. Something you can play with like a toy, for someone you wanted, for the wallet, for the misery, for the youth, for the ruin, me long enough, for the girl, for the bright eyes, for the bright smile, for the girl drowning in the tear, for the barely breathing, with enough for the thought we had, for this to be down, slowly dying. Even forevermore thinking me as you would, you know, for the side and it didn't matter anyway, for you cannot see. You ruined, broken, unexpected, but this was only the longing forever, every day, for the everything is alright, for the end up at the over, the going on, it's such a bore. That made me feel everything was okay, for the till the difference you could find it as a mistake, the sorry to say, nothing for ever the worst to make you feel so down, for the, it was the funny way that I couldn't laugh and nothing would ever be the same, or half as amusing. I'll smile or dying, but it was only dark to feel so alone, for the thinking you made me, not the color blue, for the love that you could find a heartache and wanted to cry, but instead of the red shred, you wanted the tears inside the expresses. Enough for the crush to make me big of a hole to see. Tears like a black pathetic. Waiting for an apology for the know you're going to love. For the belonging to no money freak. Completely enough for the fantasy that you can find that pigmentation. Somebody not today for the everybody have the patience for the nose. Anyway for the heart is breaking for the no eyes smiling for the looking into the eyes to see me. I ain't never she cares. Time will heal all wounds, said.
Time will heal all wounds. Time will heal all wounds.
Time will heal all
Time will heal all wounds. Time will heal all wounds, said. One who didn't understand the most emotions can range from profound sadness into intense anger. Utter the emptiness into the course of a single day. Having faced elsewhere excruciating, draining, and crying. Sleep might become part of your daily routine. If not, it seems impossible to find that strength to move on. After you move on with the force, your heart still goes. Stop loving someone. It's not exactly one-sided love to hear that for the roaring fire. She's all I ever did or desired. Without that, I am no more. She was what I lived for. Gave children or two. Heart for the womb, for every closing of the eyes, and no one can hide behind a hay or hide for the truth. It's just that too shy for the truth and not too scared for the reaction. If she knew I cared for the everyday, for the feelings, not fights. Tried to change them for the right, for the only the wrong. Already long ago, there already went too far. Sometimes feel like a creep and I'm on a mountain that's too steep enough for the night, for that I can't sleep enough for the within, the hidden, the down deep. I was left and alone, heartbroken, touched by this to believe, and I could be bigger hurt if something goes wrong enough. My heart is now in pain, but now tears are falling like the rain. No longer sleeping in full life, no longer to fight for the torn apart, for the happen forever, for the fight for the you, for the believing in me, for the every time I saw, for the hope of the will. Goodbyes, I'll never tell that day. My heart is broken enough, but I still have hope. One day I might get back together, but it's like that's not for the maybe next time I'll be never. She didn't know how to act, didn't know how to express, but my mind always told me to leave in events. My heart told me that I still had a chance and I could still listen to my heart and give it a shot, but that was a bad choice. Now look at the misery, failure they brought for that no, for the chance, and I kept holding on. For this is the last of the rave, for the hope is gone, for the sadly enough of this girl I trusted the most and never me. Empty like it goes, and this is today. And the hope that I had inside that kid, for the moment to destroy the something you built, for this must be crazy enough to even try, but I crush that for the inside, makes me cry. I wonder why too much to hide, for the right now I become nothing, for the inside, for the only 5 times I try only. For the remembering the directions, and this is the only to write about this, so it's only the pain. Feels like lead and red inside, but this is not be the taunting, for the can call me, for the quitting, for the only the treat. Like litter for the almost thought, for the only me. Taste so bitter enough to still get the shivers, and you can catch a cold for the only use for this miserable. Nothing changes in the mission is failed, for the insane and so for the thought we working. This is the frame for the only the reading of what you can find, the type of list of the words you can find and see. One chance enough. Make me suffer, I try to forget. Lay on the heartbreaking moments and rush back into I hit the pepper dust, and you can find that for the stranded that space, and it was the level for the traveling by far for the let me. Afraid, scared, this is too much, the pain to bear, for now I'm going solitaire, for the only reason I'm going, nothing to fear. Sorrow left me inside for the spirit. I'm changing my decision, trusting nobody anymore, for the gone that play around with love is like a sport. Gonna go back to the same. This is the loving with the favor that make that. Not choose me for the cause of one is broken heart enough, and you can be the lucky I am not for the treating like a toy. I am one, will be born, the Son of God.
deep, though. I can barely breathe in my own life. It's gonna go in the dark for that. Rap turn me into this back. This is the manifestation. I must go back to the positive. Not for that, for the obvious. Complete me with everything. Everything complete for the pain for the nothing. It's a shame for the laying of it. Right. Things will be alright. Wishing you could find the happiness and never the pain again. For the only the blame for the remember the forevermore for the memories you ripped toward the disability erasing in the brain for this not to move you for the heart for this is loving you to start for the out things and miss the lips and touching in the fingertips but this is still not the way that you point the fingers when you really had the need for this to choose over that for the thoughts and things good enough for the meant to be for this to know you had my heart for this is the choice over me just toward the part for the distant happy really never that for the you never needed me for the I'll be there or never you could want to take advantage of you spent that not paying attention to that stone cold affection stabbing through that concrete blade shed my one you destructive heart for this and all strong for the people to handle the pain for this to be forced to brought leaving the broken pain in vain for this is torn like a little old level with the frozen in time for the cold of the floor for over how many texts and emails and you can find the image change to the corners of my mama and your words care part of my existence for the love passion crying something I can never find for the static right through the storm for the cold affection that left me so battered dead and you back red and misled for the bloody tears are running down that they can only be waiting to use your faith for this is dedicate for the feeling of the heart this is nothing for the right choice but the already know there was something missing she needed more love and not even for herself to cry for it was the kind she broke